Let's look at the Adze card. So unlike most of the other Grimm products, this is made from tool steel. So this is D2, which is a premium knife tool steel. And this is still small enough to fit in the credit card slot of your wallet or a personal survival tin. This is 1/8 inch thick. And I have a finger hole as well as an indentation and 2 holes in the back. Now these 2 holes in the back I can attach a lanyard to. So that would work great if I was using this for any type of carving, but its primary function is going to be to lash this onto a stick. I always carry a knife with me anyway, so I view a backup cutting tool like this that would fit in a personal survival tin or in my wallet as just a spare. Something in case I was to lose my knife or was to break something, I've got a backup. But this Adze card is something a little bit different. This is usable as a knife. I've got a sharp, straight cutting edge at the bottom, kind of like a utility knife. I've also, because this is such a straight cut, I've got a very fine point here similar to an X-Acto knife or a utility knife. So this is going to work great if I wanted to cut out a pattern out of a piece of leather. In day-to-day normal life, this would work great for cutting boxes open as well. The front side is perfectly flat as well. So if you look at the grind, this is a chisel grind. So the entire grind is from one side. So the back side is going to be completely flat. So when we're sharpening this in the field, that's going to make it that much easier. I can keep a little bit of sandpaper in my kit and just find the right angle and polish it up until it's sharp, strap it on my belt, and I'm going to be good to go. So the way this tool is designed to be used, I've got this finger hole right here and then this slot. And in this grip, I've got as much, if not more, control on this than I do on any of the small knives. So I can do any cutting, any carving just fine with this. If I wanted to just break some fibers of a stick or chop down to cut through a piece of rope like a hand axe, I could do it just like this. Wouldn't be my first choice at all. This is going to work a whole lot better when it's mounted to a stick. Now, when I mount this to a stick, I can mount it edge out, edge in line with it, just like this, where it's going to look a lot like the axe card. And the difference is the Adze card, which this is flat on the front. The axe has a rounded area. So a rounded front is going to work better for carving and for chopping. With a flat face like this is going to work great for taking rounded materials and making them flat. So this is going to work great flattening the belly of a bow. If I chopped a plank out and I wanted to flatten an area to make a paddle, or the long flat blade of the paddle, this would be the tool of choice for that. And I can chop at it holding the workpiece up and chop down at this angle, but what an Adze is really designed to do is be mounted horizontally. So I'm going to have the stick up and down and the blade is going to be sideways. So this is the same handle that I put the X card in, and I just made a saw curve and I'm just going to tap this down into place. Now at this point, I can lash this in, and it's going to, if all I was doing was chopping, so if I was in an emergency and I just needed to split open wood and I didn't have a knife I was comfortable batoning, this is going to do a great job at that. I could also use this to line it up and use this similarly to a froe to get started, to use it like a steel wedge. It's going to be a lot safer when it's on a handle like this. But what really is going to make this tool shine is when we mount it horizontally. So I just have a saw curve here, and I can take this and I can kind of hold it blade away from me and then just tap the back. So I shifted it over a little bit because I wanted access to both these two lashing holes. And now you kind of see how this works when it's in its horizontal mode. So this is what it's designed to do, is be an Adze. And this is going to work in a chopping motion similarly to using a hoe and it is going to work great to flatten out an object. So if you're out bushcrafting and you've got, an auger and a regular carving hatchet with you and more gear, this is something you could keep in your emergency kit. This would be in your personal survival tin in case you lost all your other gear. This could be in your wallet. And not only would you have a cutting tool, but it's kind of dual purpose. You can craft it into a handle like this, make seats. You could make a workbench, flatten out a table. So a lot of possibilities with a pretty compact tool.